Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be working on count total number of colored cells. And in this problem you have a large grid and you're given an integer n, indicating you must do the following. At every minute, color the arbitrary cell blue, so at the first minute actually, and then every minute after, color every blue colored cell that touches a blue cell or an uncolored cell. So here's what it looks like. So here's one, and then these are the ones that touch the first one. And then these are the ones that touch the second one. So the examples are pretty straightforward. You just count how many cells. So hopefully you can quickly tell that this thing, these numbers grow. So I guess maybe you could do a BFS or something like that, but that's going to be like kind of expensive. So ideally you want to find some like pattern and to see like how much this thing grows. So actually, I do think a BFS, like knowing the solution now, I do think a BFS will pass, but it's kind of not super intuitive. Like looking at this, you might think that this actually like doubles or triples or something every time. And so actually I think it does. Yeah, I think this gets to like a pretty big number. So I don't even know if a BFS will pass, but the better solution is we want to kind of figure out like how fast is this growing. So from this to this, you can't really tell a pattern, right? Let's just draw this in like different colors. This is like the first one. So this is the second. So now we can start to notice some patterns. It took me a little while, but basically we have like a border, and from the border, 4 border cells will always have a cell that they're going to reach that doesn't share anything with them. It's going to be these ones here, so I can mark them in another color. It's going to be like the top, the bottom, left and right. And then every other cell is going to be shared between a pair of cells. So you could see like these ones are shared, right? This one is shared between these two, this one's shared between these two, shared, shared. And now if we do one more layer to make this clear, so these 4 are not shared, and everything else is shared. So shared, 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 shared. And so actually, let's just say you have like an array of some numbers. So we have an array of 10 numbers. And every single pair that's next to each other shares like a new thing. So how many numbers is that? Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And because it's in a circle, this also shares. So actually, what ends up happening here is basically if every single pair next to each other shares a new border and there's a circle, then if we have like n border cells, we'll get another n border cells, new ones, plus the 4 that are unique, right? So these 4 that aren't shared. So if we go back here, yeah, so here, this first border is 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4. This next border is actually 8 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the next one is 12 and so on. So we can look here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically, we can just keep track of like how many border cells did we used to have, and then at every new number, we'll do border plus 4 and add that to the result because that's like the new border. And so we can do that, right? So we can say like, okay, well at n equals 1, this is like our base case, we'll have 1. At n equals 2, we'll have 5 cells with 4 border cells. At n equals 3, we'll have 9 cells. Actually, we might have more, but at n equals 3, we'll have whatever we had before, but now we have 8 border cells. So it's actually 13 cells total. And then at n equals 4, it's so on. And so you can basically just run a loop through that. But because we can actually calculate how many cells we have exactly, right? Because basically what we can do is we can just say, well, what if we just from n equals 2 to n equals whatever, some number, what if we just write down how many border cells we have for each of them and then add them up? That's basically what we're doing, right? So at n equals 2 we have 4, n equals 3 we have 8, n equals 4 we have some other number, 12, 16, right? And so on. And then we can just actually perform an arithmetic sum. So if we have the sum of a bunch of numbers that keep increasing by 4, and we know how many we have, we can do an arithmetic sum in O of 1. So then we just have to figure out like an equation for that. So let's say n equals 2. So yeah, so for these two, we can just return these two base cases. For 1, we'll return 1. For 2, we'll return 5. Okay, now let's say, you know, the left is 2 and n is like 10. Well, what's the left sum and what's the right sum and what's this like kind of formula? Can we get a formula? Okay, so we can get a formula, and the formula basically what we need is just going to be like the formula to get the sum of an arithmetic sequence is just the first thing plus the last over 2, which is the average times the length of the sequence. So if we can plug in these numbers, then we'll essentially have what we need. So the first number is going to be 4, right, because this is for n equals 2. The last number will be, like if we have, let's say n equals 10 or whatever it is, it's going to be n minus 2. Right? Or we can even do n minus 1 times what, essentially. Right? Like if this is 3, what should this be? So for 3, it should be 8. So what do we need to multiply by, essentially? I think just 4. Yeah, so for 10, it'll be 9 times this thing, which is correct. Yeah. Okay, so it's this whole thing. Yeah, so the first is going to be that. Yeah, the second number is going to be this. Then we need to do over 2 times the length. So what's the length? So the length is just going to be, like if we're at 3, let's say 2 to 3 is length 2. So I think it's just going to be n minus 1. Yeah. Okay. Now we just try to simplify this, or we can even like plug this in and this will just straight work too, I think. There is also the 1 in the front because like we keep having this border, but we started out with 1 cell, so it's 1 plus whatever this is. But we can add 1 later. Okay, so now essentially what we get is we get 4 plus 4n minus 4. Yeah, over 2 times n this. Okay, so this cancels. So we get here 2n times n minus 1, I think, plus 1. Is that correct? And we should be able to simplify that even further. I'm not sure if I did that correct. Let's see. So the left is this. The right is this. Yeah, so like if n was 10, for example, our numbers would be like 4, 8, 12, 16. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So is that correct? So this would be 9. Yeah, this would be 36. Seems correct. Okay. So that part's good. Is the number, this is good as well. So is this correct? So this is 4n, yeah, equal, okay, yeah, 2n times n minus 1. Yeah, it seems correct to me. Okay, and then this ends up being 2n squared minus 2n plus 1. Right? Yeah, okay. So let's try this for these examples now. So this is like going to be our equation. And let's see what we get for bigger numbers. Okay. So yeah, let's say for n equals 3 here, what do we get? So this is going to be 2 times 9 minus 6, this one. So it'll be, right, yeah. So it'll be 18, 12, 13. Yeah, it seems correct. Okay, so this is basically our equation, and then we can just use this and, yeah, essentially just get an answer. So 2n squared minus 2n plus 1. So we can even, yeah, that's basically, we need to do this in O1. So, okay, so we're going to say if n equals 1, return 1. If n equals 2, return 5. Otherwise, we'll do the equation. Return 2 n squared. Let's see, 2n squared. Yeah, minus 2n plus 1. Right? Okay, minus 2 times n plus 1. Okay. And there we go. What did I have last time, I wonder, actually? Yeah, curious. Also surprising I got this right. Let's see what I had last time. I think I just had the whole... Yeah, because I didn't have anything simplified the first time I did this, so this is simplified. And, yeah. So hopefully that makes sense, just like kind of a basic arithmetic sum. Because we know our sequence is increasing at a constant rate, we can just get the sum right away. We don't have to do the, yeah, we don't have to do like a for loop, essentially, so. And then, yeah, power runs in log time, so basically what would happen here is we'd have log 10 to the 5th. So really, this is like a log answer, not constant time, but yeah. So log n space. But hopefully it was helpful, math one. And I think it is good to know arithmetic, some of an arithmetic sequence, some of a geometric sequence. For LeetCode problems, it's going to come in handy. It's going to save you a lot of time in a lot of these places. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.